When you successfully hurt a narcissist, you will be respected by them forever. Narcissists like people who are weak, caring, and willing to give of themselves easily, whether it's money or something else. Using the target to improve their own social standing is the best way to do this. They are going to marry the most qualified high-status person who comes up, whether that person is the richest, the most beautiful, the smartest, etc. They will start to push the limits as soon as they get the chance. There is a tug-of-war feeling. It will hurt right away. Over time, there is more and more pressure to cross bigger and bigger lines. The most useful supplier is the person who stays because they get their sense of worth from the relationship and think they have no other choice but to stay with the narcissist. People who have been misled and gaslighted for a long time, maybe starting with a narcissistic parent, are more likely to feel this way. First, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're new here, you should know that our goal is to reveal the narcissist's secret. I want to start by telling you how much I value your future help. Narcissism doesn't always show up as bad emotions like anger and outbursts. One possible reason is an imbalance of chemicals or damage to the brain. Narcissistic rage, on the other hand, includes a wide range of actions, from sudden outbursts and fits of rage to more subdued forms of violence like anger that builds over time. Narcissists may lose it if they don't get the attention they want, even if it's being taken away from more important things. If a narcissist's wants and needs aren't met, they might become too hostile or very passive-aggressive. Disappointing because it breaks their perfect view of themselves. How can this be if narcissists care so much about how they look? That's why I want to talk about how a narcissistic injury can change a narcissist today. How much do they agree or disagree? What's wrong with these people? Different kinds of narcissistic damage can happen. At each point, there are several choices that can be made. At the same time, I will also talk about the worst narcissistic injury that could happen and how they are likely to respond to it. Traumatic events that make a narcissist feel bad about themselves or their pride are called narcissistic wounds, or wounded ego. This is what usually happens when someone attacks their fake self. The narcissist's response may also depend on how bad the harm is. They will always act the same way, though, no matter how bad the cut is. Now, because we like to keep things short, let's quickly go over what a narcissist usually does when you hurt them. When someone's pride is hurt, they feel embarrassed, which quickly turns into anger. Because of this, the narcissist becomes concerned with getting even. For narcissists, it doesn't matter how bad the wrong is, they can't forgive it. It doesn't even get them to say sorry. Because of this, it doesn't matter if they have or not. They'll be planning ways to get back at you and getting payback. The well-known smear campaign is their favorite way to punish people, and it can be done in public or behind closed doors. A narcissist might be mean to you 1 minute and then suddenly be nice to you the next. There are narcissistic hurts that can make the narcissist act even worse, and I'm not even talking about the lifetime campaign of lies. They do this because, on top of everything else, a narcissist can be killed, where they see their pride and ego fall apart in front of their eyes, and they feel so ashamed of who or what they really are. A narcissist's breaking point could be set off by a number of things. For a narcissist, these are the kinds of events that would rip open their most fragile ego. In the video, I talked in more detail about the 3 things that hurt narcissists: being left alone, being exposed, and being insulted. People who can hit narcissists with all 3 at once are especially dangerous. The narcissist either becomes very scared of this person and tries to stay away from them, or they become obsessed with destroying them. If the second is true, it's possible that they'd let down their guard when they saw the person who hurt them. The narcissist has no choice but to admit that they don't like the other person and stop acting like they do. If they could choose, they would rather have them killed. If someone with an extreme personality type like narcissism gets such a bad narcissistic injury, it can affect them in many ways, not just the target. Narcissists' next steps depend on how badly they are feeling at the moment. They might feel stuck and hopeless if it's fear. They are more likely to hide and act like nothing happened, even if they do finally admit they were wrong and try to get help, which rarely works. The narcissist may even try to curse or hex the target or hire a hitman to kill them if their hate for them is so strong that it can't be explained. If a narcissist knew it wouldn't hurt them, they would have anyone do anything. Once a narcissist has been hurt by another narcissist, their dark side becomes more clear. They could act like victims to get people to feel sorry for them, but that's not what they really want. That being said, if you know what's wrong and how angry they really are, you can figure it out. To put it another way, you'll be getting a first-hand report. A narcissist feels a lot of different kinds of pain when they are hurt. A lot of people feel fear, anger, wrath, and shame. This only makes the narcissist's natural pessimism worse. Narcissists can't handle being put down, insulted, and turned down all at the same time. Like any other kind of ego injury, a narcissistic injury can't be fixed. They are constantly making fun of themselves, which makes them annoying to be around. If a narcissist can't get their own back, they may become crazy or dangerous if the situation lasts too long. If someone is a narcissist, they don't care about healing and moving on. Because they won't admit or accept their mistakes, there is less hope for change as they age. If you have hurt someone's pride, you should accept their right to kill themselves. I really hope this video was helpful to you. Give an example of a time when you hurt someone with narcissism and describe how they reacted. I always enjoy being with you, so please come back soon. If you have any questions or comments, please use the box below. If you want to be informed when we post new videos, you could subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell icon in the description. Thanks so much for watching this video. Welcome, YouTube viewers, to a thought-provoking exploration of the cool girl paradigm and its impact on narcissistic relationships. In the vast realm of interpersonal dynamics, the concept of the cool girl has gained prominence, particularly in the context of toxic relationships. Coined in the mid-1990s, this term characterizes individuals, often women, who adopt a facade of easygoing independence, sacrificing their own needs and vulnerabilities to preserve a deceptive aura of indifference within their relationships. Delving into the depths of this phenomenon, it becomes crucial to dissect the implications of the cool girl persona within the complex web of narcissistic relationships. Such individuals find themselves ensnared in a cycle of self-neglect, constantly suppressing their authentic selves to appease the narcissistic partner. This article seeks to unravel the psychological intricacies involved in maintaining this facade and its profound effects on the emotional well-being of those who adopt it. Now, dear viewers, as we navigate through the intricacies of the cool girl paradigm, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions on various aspects of human behavior and relationships. By subscribing, you become a part of our community, fostering a space for thoughtful dialogue and mutual understanding. Don't miss out on future explorations. Hit that subscribe button and let's continue this journey together. The cool girl persona is a popular archetype portrayed in media and society. She is depicted as someone who willingly accepts uncomfortable situations and refrains from expressing her needs. This persona exudes a false sense of independence, presenting an individual who can endure any circumstance without displaying emotional responses. The cool girl is often perceived as someone who can suppress discomfort, steering clear of discussions that might unveil vulnerabilities or express their needs within relationships. However, beneath this facade lies a complex reality. The pressure to embody the cool girl persona can lead to internal conflict and emotional suppression. Behind the facade of strength and indifference, there may be a deep-seated fear of rejection or abandonment. Consequently, the cool girl may sacrifice her own emotional well-being in an effort to maintain the illusion of strength and independence. In truth, embracing vulnerability and expressing genuine needs is crucial for authentic connections and emotional fulfillment in relationships. Narcissistic relationships are characterized by a toxic interplay of power dynamics, manipulation, and the relentless pursuit of control. Individuals with narcissistic tendencies thrive on maintaining the upper hand in their relationships, and the concept of the cool girl serves as a perfect complement to their desires. This persona, often unknowingly adopted by individuals, aligns with the narcissist's craving for constant attention and the satisfaction of their need for dominance. The cool girl, in an attempt to conform to this ideal, often suppresses genuine emotions and needs, unwittingly contributing to the establishment of a destructive relationship dynamic. In such relationships, the narcissist orchestrates a scenario where they wield control, while the cool girl unwittingly becomes a pawn in their manipulative game. The suppression of authentic feelings and the subjugation of personal needs set the stage for an unhealthy dynamic where the narcissist's insatiable desire for power is satisfied, further solidifying the toxic nature of the relationship. Recognizing and breaking free from such patterns becomes crucial for individuals caught in the web of narcissistic relationships, as it paves the way towards personal growth and the establishment of healthier connections. The illusion of power is a captivating phenomenon that often lures individuals into adopting the cool girl persona. At first glance, this facade may seem empowering, projecting an image of control and confidence. However, beneath the surface lies a paradox. The illusion of power ultimately backfires. Genuine intimacy and the foundation of healthy relationships demand authenticity, vulnerability, and open communication. By succumbing to the allure of the cool girl facade, individuals inadvertently forfeit their true selves. This sacrifice hinders the potential for authentic connection, understanding, and mutual growth within the relationship. In the pursuit of maintaining the illusion of control, individuals unknowingly distance themselves from the core elements that nourish a thriving relationship. The cool girl persona may offer a temporary sense of power, but it does so at the expense of true emotional connection. The lack of authenticity and genuine expression diminishes the depth of understanding between partners, impeding the potential for shared growth. Consequently, relationships built on such illusions often face challenges rooted in a superficial understanding of one another, highlighting the importance of embracing vulnerability and authenticity for a truly fulfilling and lasting connection. The constant effort to play the role of the cool girl can exact a profound toll on mental well-being. The act of suppressing genuine emotions, needs, and concerns in order to sustain the facade of being unfazed can result in a range of detrimental effects. Individuals may find themselves grappling with heightened anxiety, hypervigilance, and increased distraction, all of which contribute to a pervasive sense of unease. Moreover, the accumulated stress from maintaining such a persona can manifest physically, leading to health issues. The sacrifice of one's mental health to conform to the expectations of a narcissistic partner underscores the significant price paid for the preservation of this carefully constructed image. This challenging dynamic not only affects an individual's immediate mental state, but can also have lasting consequences. Over time, the suppression of authentic emotions and the constant catering to the desires of a narcissistic partner may erode self-esteem and identity. The toll on mental well-being becomes increasingly apparent as individuals grapple with the long-term consequences of sacrificing their true selves for the sake of a relationship. Recognizing the implications of such a sacrifice is crucial for fostering self-awareness and initiating the steps necessary to prioritize mental health and well-being in the face of these challenging circumstances. Embracing authenticity is a transformative journey that involves liberating oneself from the confines of the cool girl paradigm. In the realm of cultivating healthy relationships, it becomes imperative to break free from societal expectations and embrace one's true self. Authenticity, vulnerability, and open communication emerge as the foundational elements fostering genuine connections. By shedding the facade of coolness and acknowledging the authenticity within, individuals gain the power to establish boundaries effectively. This newfound self-awareness enables them to communicate their needs openly and authentically, paving the way for relationships grounded in mutual respect and profound understanding. In the pursuit of authentic connections, it is crucial to discern between genuine expression and the mere projection of a cool persona. This discernment acts as a compass guiding individuals toward meaningful interactions. As one recognizes the importance of authenticity over superficial appearances, the journey towards establishing profound connections becomes more intentional. Embracing vulnerability allows for a deeper level of understanding and empathy within relationships. In this paradigm, open communication becomes not only a tool for expressing needs, but also a bridge for building connections based on sincerity and authenticity. Ultimately, the embrace of authenticity leads to the creation of a rich tapestry of relationships characterized by mutual respect, genuine understanding, and lasting bonds. In conclusion, the allure of the cool girl persona may initially appear as a coping mechanism to navigate the challenges posed by narcissistic relationships, offering a semblance of control and conflict avoidance. While this strategy might provide a temporary respite, the lasting impact on one's mental well-being and the overall health of the relationship cannot be overlooked. By prioritizing the facade of being agreeable and accommodating, individuals often sacrifice their authenticity, creating a breeding ground for resentment and emotional turmoil. This unsustainable approach can perpetuate toxic dynamics, hindering personal growth and preventing the establishment of genuine connections. It is crucial to recognize that embracing authenticity is not only a courageous act, but also an essential step towards breaking free from the shackles of narcissistic relationships. The path to genuine connections and a healthier relationship involves letting go of the illusion of control and being true to oneself. By dismantling the cool girl paradigm and fostering an environment that values authenticity, individuals can lay the foundation for meaningful connections based on mutual respect and understanding. In doing so, they reclaim agency over their mental well-being and create space for growth and fulfillment outside the confines of toxic dynamics. Thank you everyone for joining us in this video exploration. It's truly intriguing to delve into the unexpected actions that can catch narcissists off guard. If you find the content engaging, please consider showing your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Now let's focus on a specific action that typically takes narcissists by surprise. But before we dive into that, let's take a moment to reflect on your experiences with narcissists and how they have impacted you. What kind of relationship did you have with them, and how has it shaped your journey? Entering into a relationship with a narcissistic individual often happens without recognizing the telltale signs of narcissism, often due to a lack of awareness or education on the subject. It's common to attribute the challenges in the relationship to simply having a rough patch or to the other person having their own issues, perhaps playing the victim or mistreating you. However, the idea of narcissism might not have crossed your mind at that time. Despite this, you persisted in the relationship, investing your time, energy, and emotions into it. As we've discussed before, your dedication to the relationship led to a gradual depletion of various aspects of your life, including your time, finances, social circle, and even your health. Essentially, you were pouring everything into a relationship that proved unfruitful and draining. Meanwhile, the narcissist was actively sabotaging your efforts, akin to puncturing holes in a canoe while you tried to navigate upstream. Their goal was to ensure your vessel sank while they moved on to the next unsuspecting victim waiting in line. The narcissistic cycle of abuse employs a myriad of manipulative tactics, all aimed at exploiting your kindness and compassion. While you continued to give, the narcissist continued to take, leaving behind a path of devastation. It's crucial to recognize that narcissists operate from a fundamentally different mindset than yours. They lack the capacity for self-reflection and accountability, preferring to feed off others until they're depleted, then discarding them without remorse. It's important to understand that the next target in the narcissist's life often takes the form of a new individual. Just as they sought solace in your companionship when you were their primary source, they will inevitably move on to another unsuspecting victim once they've drained you dry. Whether it's someone from their past, a recycled acquaintance, or a completely new person, the pattern remains consistent: exploit, discard, and move on to the next target. Multiple factors contribute to perpetuating the cycle of narcissistic abuse. It's essential to acknowledge that this cycle persists relentlessly, with the narcissist being the only constant. They're fully aware of the psychological web they weave, understanding the anxiety-ridden existence they create. Employing their chameleon-like abilities, they don different personas to manipulate others, often driven by a need to assert dominance. Living with a narcissist becomes an unpredictable journey, akin to navigating between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Designed to keep victims on an emotional roller coaster, the nature of the relationship remains ambiguous. So, where does one turn when faced with the silent treatment or verbal abuse from their partner? Many embark on virtual quests, navigating through the vast expanse of the internet, where rare gems of insight shine amidst the deluge of information. This marks a significant juncture, the commencement of a voyage towards self-discovery and a deeper comprehension of narcissism. The narcissist, underestimating the victim's capacity to unveil their facade, never foresaw such scrutiny. Having meticulously sized up their prey at the onset of the relationship, reflecting on initial interactions with the narcissist reveals a meticulously calculated assessment of the victim. Delving into their innermost desires, strengths, and vulnerabilities, the narcissist perceives the victim merely as a means to gratify their insatiable cravings for validation and dominance. Skillfully nurturing a symbiotic connection, camouflaging their true motives behind a veil of charm. As the unwitting victim becomes entangled in the narcissist's labyrinth of deceit, their well-being and resources steadily deplete, culminating in abandonment once their utility wanes. A familiar pattern to the narcissist, who seamlessly transitions to a new fount of sustenance, leaving behind a wake of fractured relationships. Reflecting on all that unfolded, the narcissist never foresaw your ability to mend your shattered pieces. Take a moment to revisit this pivotal segment of the video repeatedly. For the narcissist was acutely aware of the harm they inflicted upon you, knowingly subjecting you to abuse, perpetuating it on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or even decadal basis. They comprehended that eventually something would give. Either you would depart from them, or they would discard you. Alternatively, there lingered the option to remain ensnared in the zombie-like clutches of narcissistic manipulation. If you've gone through this ordeal, feel free to pour out your thoughts below. Your sense of self has become entangled with theirs. You feel drained and defeated. Each passing day seems to drain your energy even more. The narcissist never anticipated your resilience, your ability to confront narcissism head-on, to embrace radical acceptance, and to acknowledge your own abundance, beauty, and inner radiance, traits that the narcissist sorely lacks. They ensnared you through deceit, manipulation, and coercion, convincing you of your reliance on them, a consequence of the trauma bond that kept you tethered to them, oscillating between moments of euphoria and desolation like a tumultuous emotional roller coaster. This constant instability prevented you from finding solid ground. Every attempt to reach out to the narcissist via call, text, or email was a gamble, as you never knew who you would encounter, leaving you devoid of stability. The narcissist deliberately disrupted your equilibrium to cement the trauma bond, catching you off guard and making it incredibly challenging to break free. Since narcissism isn't typically taught in educational settings, you were blindsided by the trauma bond, struggling to make sense of why everything seemed to spiral out of control, leaving you feeling hollow, consumed by thoughts of the narcissist day and night. Your responses to their messages were never met with satisfaction. You drop everything to provide detailed explanations of your actions, plans, and intentions, only to receive curt, dismissive replies like "okay" or "K," or sometimes no response at all. Does this sound all too familiar? Share your experiences. Your attempts to satisfy them were met with scorn. You were reduced to an unpaid servant, a constant apologist, a never-ending task list enveloped in the narcissistic haze, or ensnared by the trauma bond. Unaware of your true value, you remained tethered to the narcissist, deliberately kept ignorant of your own worth. They continued to belittle you. Once they had you in their grasp, their interest waned, and they grew tired of you. The initial thrill of the chase faded once they had captured you. You became nothing more than a possession, like a doll on a